right. It says we're live.
Ouch. All right. As I remarked to Lisa earlier, the Seas are locked in a bad custody battle right now. Damn. If you would like to keep the heat and or air and or heat and or air on, donate here because if you like coffee, and coffee keeps people unstabulated.
In
King
addition to keeping us awake.
Yeah, right. King Harvest Grill Coffees at www.kingharv.com. Great coffee. They have a Blanket Fort blend and a Racktor Press blend. You should try them.
And the geisha's not bad either.
Geisha's fantastic.
I like the brain one.
And brain coffee.
Yeah.
Extra caffeine. Among the Leaves Tees, tinyurl.com/Among the Leaves Tees. Snarky t-shirts for all your snarky t-shirt needs. And I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm on a cane right now.
We're all broke today.
And that would be different. How?
Normally,
Hush.
I'm not limping around on a cane. Oh. Yeah, my left hip has decided that I don't need to be happy. I'm not sleeping, and I've been gimping around on a cane all day long, and it, ow. So,
We're going to stay away from politics
the
today.
ladies have requested we not do politics today. So,
So you missed that rant times 4. But I do want to clarify something.
here we go.
It's not politics. Shut up. There have been a number of questions raised as to why the U.S. Navy P-8 is not as capable as it could be.
I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
don't either.
What? You have to frame that a little bit better for those of us who have no clue.
For anti-submarine warfare, why other countries have better airplanes than we have?
Oh,
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
It's very simple.
That was like no context.
yeah. No context theater.
Jesus, y'all are just not going to give me a damn break today.
I'm on a cane today. And that 1,200 milligrams of ibuprofen ain't ibuprofen like you
I'm
used
going to
to.
make use of that damn cane in a minute.
Oh,
But
Okay, so anyway, go on.
the original deal,
I've given up a long time ago.
the original deal that we made in 2003 was to freeze the design, which meant freeze the external and the internal design of the airplane,
That makes sense.
because we had just watched 2 different programs go totally out of control and get canceled for new aircraft. One was the presidential helo that they added so much crap to that by the time the testing was completed, it actually exceeded max gross weight with no fuel on it and no people.
Oh my God. Did nobody bother to
That-
check?
the DOD at its finest.
A friend of mine, she was the chief test pilot for it, actually quit aviation because of it.
Oh my God.
She was a certified Navy test pilot and quit flying because of it. She was so pissed. But to get back to the P3, P8 controversy. We froze the design in 2003. So that meant there would be no changes in the original build of the aircraft. Well, in the meantime, in the R&D world, we were developing newer and better systems, which continued through the early 2000s, the mid 2000s.
It's a Sanford.
We got an agreement to do what were called incremental builds. And there were going to be 3 of those, 3, 1, 2, 3. They were going to occur at some point in the 2020s. In the meantime, other countries started buying a P-8. India bought a P-8. It had a better radar. It had a MAD system. The reason the P-8 does not have a MAD system is it weighed 29 pounds, which put it out of AFCG. Oops.
That's not helpful.
Yeah, not helpful at all. Another number of other countries bought P8s. The Brits, among others, Norwegians. So they got better airplanes and better equipment than we had. Meanwhile, we started building the incremental builds. And the first one went in 2020. The second one went in 2021. And the third one went in 2022. And that pretty much caught up the P8 to the rest of the navies worldwide. The other thing that was done is the Brits, in their infinite wisdom, even though they had killed the Nimrod and killed ASW, quote, quote, the British military decided to keep a team qualified to do ASW. So they sent over what was called seed corn in their terminology, which was 3 crews from England who would rotate through and be fully qualified on the P3 and P8 to do ASW. They did that. And then when they bought the P8, they were able to put it immediately in service with crews that were already trained.
Smart.
So they actually did it right. Now, where they made a mistake was letting the British public name the airplane.
Oh no.
Plane plane?
Yeah. That did not go over well.
You know,
What did they actually name it?
It was not complimentary. I'll just leave it at that.
British public.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why we had an aircraft that was less capable than the older airplane and less capable in anything in anybody else's service. So yes, SAIC was involved. And the S3 went away for a couple of different reasons, Raptor, which I will not go into because some of them get into things that I really can't discuss. The other thing is the weather's gone flat friggin' snaky around here.
No
make me
kidding.
all grumpy.
We've been bouncing between the 40s and 60s.
We're 80s.
And come Sunday, it's supposed to bounce into the low or the mid 20s.
Yeah.
No,
I'm okay with it.
no,
Yes,
no,
yes.
no.
And then it'll jump back up. So there's a reason everybody around here is sick and are hurting and are grumpy.
We're highly medicated and just don't care anymore.
Yeah, well, there is that. Yes.
Like I said, that 1,200 milligrams of ibuprofen ain't ibuprofen like you used to.
Yeah, everybody, Sir Brass, everybody hates Boeing. They've hated Boeing for 50 years. So that's nothing new. Depot cycles, dysfunction junction, yes. That's a great name for it, Rick, that we can actually use in public. Meloxicam, yes.
Well,
I take a couple of those a day, Tom.
Meloxicam for the
Yeah.
win.
there's a bottle of tramadol in my medicine cabinet that's starting to call my name.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom. I found it interesting that the one person, for those of you who don't follow me on Facebook, I put up a meme today that was a picture of the Texas flag, and it says Texas is closed, folks. Longhorn out front should have told you. And Tom there was the only one that noted that housing prices in Austin and DFW were going up.
Yeah.
Tom, didn't realize you were keeping track. I will say that Wichita Falls has better prices than both Owl Park or both Austin and DFW.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, no, and I could use a heating pad for the knees too.
Tom is not authorized to comment further.
And I regret to inform you that is not true. Wichita Falls prices have skyrocketed lately. They're twice what they are in Dallas and Austin. People need to move to
Oh.
Dallas now. They can't afford it here.
Gotcha. Yeah. I am going to briefly dip into political news. Texas passed constitutional amendments on
Yes.
Tuesday, and much to the absolute dismay of a bunch of
Yes.
people in Austin, we passed some really good constitutional amendments by not small margins. Two of them annoy me greatly, not because they're bad, but because they're so very good they hack me off. We passed by like 70 to 30 passed amendments saying that Texas will never have a capital gains tax.
Yep.
We passed another one like 70 to 30 that Texas will never have a state income tax. These are amendments to the state constitution. Side note, one of the amusing things I found was the Democrats were screaming that we didn't need an amendment forbidding us to have a state income tax. We didn't have one, never would. Well,
Yeah.
If we didn't have a state income tax and never would, why did they care if we had an amendment saying we never could?
Because they had plans.
They did, for a fact. The capped property taxes, especially for widows of veterans and older folks, raised exemptions, tax exemptions. They were some good. Oh, and required you be a United States citizen to vote in any election.
Yeah, that one's going to be challenged in court.
It's an amendment. Knock yourselves out. They can challenge.
Yeah, they will.
I know.
Okay. How can they challenge that? Should be
You can challenge anything in court.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's a good idea or that it'll pass, but you can challenge it.
no, what I'm saying is that's not okay. I don't understand why they don't disagree with the amendment. I don't understand why they need if you're not a citizen, you should not be able to vote anywhere.
Oh, Dawn. Sheriff hugged her to see what the squirrel was going to do. Oh, that had
So
to be
the
fun.
sheriff hugged you, and squirrel ate him. I'm guessing.
Or squirrel just sat there and went, huh? What?
What?
Yeah, they'll challenge it in federal
They
court,
will.
Tom, and they'll lose.
Yeah, because it's an amendment voted in by, and not by a small margin either. I'm hoping. Well, now the ladies have asked us not to do political, so I won't because I have thoughts.
Yeah.
But not going there. In other news,
Characters who run away. So
what?
your characters who run away with themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, the
What are you working on, Jim, for your characters run away?
Yes. Jim's characters and stories have taken off.
yeah, they literally, I'm frantically writing, trying to get caught up.
You never will.
I know. But I'm in the middle of a stream of consciousness last night. And I'm about 2,000 words in. I realized that it's not following what's in my head.
No,
It's like,
that
wait a
never
friggin'
happens.
minute.
Eat that.
And the characters decided that they needed to kill somebody. So, in the middle of a soliloquy, I can say that word.
No, you can't.
A Shakespeare thing.
Yeah. Up pops a vid that they look at and watch two of the other characters down in the med bay where a third character is being treated, and one character tries to kill the one that's being treated. And it's like, where in the hell did this come from? And now that I'm writing it, how the hell do I get out of this?
Go back and rewrite.
Uh,
I'm gonna sit here and
it was
laugh.
3,000 words. So
Go back and rewrite.
yeah,
Bearing in mind, I'm the guy that the
Cut the section out, set it aside, and use it in something else.
yeah,
I'm the guy that my bad guy in one series said, I don't like this series, and moved himself over to the other series.
yeah.
Completely different world, completely different genre. Oh,
Well, the bad part is it actually fits.
I usually do.
So it may stay in the story, it may not. But it's, when when you do character development, characters tend to take a life of their own anyway. Because you can use all these nice fancy programs and build your characters ahead of time, and this is going to be the protagonist, this is going to be the antagonist. These are the characteristics, these are the characteristics. Somewhere in the middle of the story, they swap. And it's like, where in the hell did that come from? How did I get here? Why is my antagonist now the protagonist?
Oh, my beautiful house.
And how the hell did that happen?
Greg has it dead on the money. Quote, it's like my story for Pecan Anthology, Jim. I thought I had it planned out, and the character said, shut up and type, monkey boy. We've got it from here.
Yeah,
In
that's
a
pretty
nutshell.
much what happens.
In a nutshell.
Well, it's just like Alma and I were talking one night, and she was grumping about Arthur. If you read any of her series, Arthur was originally a throwaway one-time use character of the store manager where Leah worked. Arthur is now one of the major characters.
And it never has anything so much that he actually does. It's always in reference from the other characters.
Yes.
He's always being talked about. He's very seldom actually front and center.
Yeah.
They got this perfect script for this perfect story.
Yes.
And then they pick the fruit and eat the one thing you told them not to eat.
Yeah.
And then the story happens. So that's what happened
We-
to you
yeah.
as well.
We
Let's
see
not-
now. Here's why I'm not a writer. Certain people have been saying I'm a writer for 20 years. I'm not a writer. How can I tell this? I'm not insane. The characters don't run things over. It's all writers are at least a little nuts. I know this. I married one.
Jesse says, and then you find out things like your married volunteer assistant librarian speaks construction Spanish and is proficient skeet shooter. Yeah. Those little oddities.
I've got in the story I did for Monster Hunter Files, there's a section where it's a 2 or 3 sentence section where you learn things about the main character that I didn't know. There are Easter eggs in there. I'm pretty sure that most people won't get most of them, but there are Easter eggs in there. So I know some people will get it.
Plasma Pulp Story being played by Basil Rathbone. No, I'm being played by Tim Curry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It could be worse. Could be Tim Conway.
Sir Brass, I've talked to Larry, and yes, his characters tend to run away from his outlines
Yeah.
too.
Like I said, writers ain't sane.
I sat there and I was in the middle of typing and I typed out a whole self-revelation. It's like, I didn't know. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, what the hell? Kept going. On the whole pantsing thing, this sounds odd. We're doing a rack chat that we post. We generally record it on Sunday night and we post it sometime during Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, it's usually Tuesday.
Tuesday. Lisa does the editing on it. And if you ever see one of her videos edited by Lisa, she puts stuff in there. There's
Well, it
sneaky,
needs a little help occasionally.
there's sneaky stuff. In the rack chat, Mike has a bird named Bubbles.
Yeah.
Not his bird. Heather's bird.
Mike has a bird named Bubbles.
Exactly.
And if you watch, you'll notice that, yeah, Lisa edited that out. And if you look, she put, I didn't. Or, okay. I forget it was okay or I didn't.
You
Anyway,
got okay, really got I didn't.
anyway, Bubbles, the first couple of times is plotting to take over the world. This last time she got focused on something on the floor. And they're great. You should don't watch them for what we're saying. Watch them for what Bubbles is saying.
Yeah.
Through Lisa.
Yeah, Jesse, that's a good point. It not only happens to plotters where the characters are doing things completely counter to the outline, but it also happens to people that do outlines. You know, it's thing that characters tend to take their own way.
An outline is a page full of stuff that ain't never going to happen.
Yeah. Although, who was it? Somebody sent me an outline. I think it was done by Mayberry. It was a 16,000 word outline.
If you're gonna write the novella, write the novella.
Yeah. That was just the outline.
So this was a trilogy or a never-ending series?
No, this was one book.
So throw in another 2,000 words and you've got your book.
Yeah.
Oh, Cedar's on here. Hey, Cedar. Feeling better, I hope?
Yeah. Cozy mystery, a very good genre to break into if you want to sell a lot of books. Well, Greg, there's your end right there.
The thing is, yes, cozy mysteries sell a lot of books. I can't write cozy mysteries.
Yeah.
Because the first turbo murder with a knife apparently takes it right out of cozy mystery.
Yeah. Greg says, I was looking at it going, what the hell is this? Now I got a 10-book series plotted. My brain is broken. Yeah.
Broken brains happen all the time. You'll get over it.
Yeah.
Not to sane people. My brain is never broken. Y'all's brains are broken all the time.
I bet you.
Yeah.
I regret to inform you, your brain's broken a couple of times.
Yeah.
I've met you.
Something
You've
about
lived here
pot
for a
and
while.
kettle.
You've lived here for a while.
Yeah.
No, most of the stories I write, if I'm doing my druthers, I'm well versed in knife fighting. So most of the stories I write, somebody gets done in with a knife.
Yeah.
Properly. And apparently that takes you right out of cozy mystery territory.
So have the cozy mystery set about a stage show, and in the stage show, the character is taken out properly by a knife. That's faked, and the real taking out by the knife was the one that was improper by one of the other stagehands.
Now my brain's hurt.
Yeah.
No, you've got there are ways to use a knife, and the way to properly use a knife does not look good on stage.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
It depends.
No.
Don says, my brain is fine. Everyone else is crazy.
I got to figure out
Earl,
I got to figure out some way of telling my buddy that I'm his imaginary friend. And that ibuprofen's not working worth a damn.
yeah, keep the knife fight off screen.
No, I don't know how to do that.
That's the fun part for Ian.
I'm one of the things I'm proudest of. I wrote a story for Pete Nealon for a short story, and I did a knife fight in an elevator. And
That was good.
Mike Massa had nightmares after he read it. I gave a seal nightmares. Yes.
Okay. A knife fight in an elevator should give anybody nightmares.
Yeah.
Well, only if you've actually done it.
No, a knife fight in an elevator should give anybody nightmares. You don't have to have done it.
Yeah.
There's no place to move.
Yep, that's exactly right. And I wrote a really good. I'm quite proud of that one. Like I said, it gave Mike Massa nightmares. So
Yeah, Cedar says, in a cozy mystery, the killing doesn't happen in gruesome detail. Your hero stumbles over the body later.
my heroes make the bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, mine made the body in this last sequence last night with a thrown kukri.
Ooh,
Kukris are not a throwing knife.
I'm just
you
imagining
can
it
do
missing and coming back.
No, it did not come
Much
back.
like a tomahawk, you can throw a kukri. It's not optimized for such, but it can
Yeah.
be done.
And one of the other characters' response was, "Deity guided your blade," because he chunked the guy in the neck.
Now,
What story was that? Blood in the Sand and I think Blood in the Sand. Blood
Yeah.
in the Sand in the Spot Reps anthology. Peter Nealon. It's on Amazon somewhere.
Yeah, that was the one we sold almost 200 copies of because of a 1-star review.
Oh my God, where Urban Dictionary puked up in the
Yeah.
review section.
Yeah.
It's not often that I have to go look up. I had to go to Urban Dictionary and look up some terms,
Yeah.
which took me a year to get clean after that, by the way.
Yeah.
And man, this Urban Dictionary puked up a review, and apparently he didn't like us, didn't like the story, didn't like the book. Man, we sold 200 copies off that
Yeah.
one. It was great.
Be safe, Greg. Have a good day. Yeah, you can throw a kukri.
That's throwing a tomahawk.
You could throw anything light enough to pick up.
Yeah.
Successfully is another question.
Successfully is another question. And Gurkha do not normally throw kukris.
No.
They want it in their hand the whole time. So that was totally out of character.
A lot more honor if you count coop with it in your hand.
Also, for the launch of Monster Hunter Files, I'm probably going to, not probably, I'm going to do a collection of my short stories that I've published elsewhere. They're out of exclusivity, along with a couple of new, and I'll do a collection of my own short stories.
Yeah.
For the Monster Hunter, so celebrate Monster Hunter Files too. So maybe y'all will buy more, and I can actually afford a cup of coffee.
Yeah, Robert, the dork was disappointed. Peter's anthology wasn't a remake of the Turner Diaries. That
Yeah.
whole anthology came together in about 15 minutes. Well, it actually came together in 24 hours. From the time it started to the time we had 10 authors. And the funny part
I didn't
was,
realize I was one of the 10 authors till you told me.
it was a no by the way comment.
You know, kidding.
And about your comment about being able to afford a cup of coffee if they buy another, if they sell another of those, folks, remember King Harves? They send it to him free.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But that literally came about because of a conversation that Pete, Larry, and I had in the passageway, the hallway at LTUE, where we were
These
trying.
are dangerous at conventions because you can get stuck in so much work.
Yeah, right.
Well, we were trying to educate another author on the reality of cartels and intelligence in the South Texas area and in Central America. And he did not believe us. So it turned into a ad hoc, about 50-minute panel in the hallway with about 30 people listening.
Of course it did.
And I turned to Pete as a joke and I said, we ought to do an anthology in your Maelstrom Rising series because this falls in with it. And Larry goes, I'm in.
And I got a call that night. That was one LTU I didn't get to make. I forget why I couldn't go. I called. Jim says, "You're in an anthology. Start writing." What? The thing is, what sucks is that was back when I was still writing, and I had my story that I didn't know I had to do. Had my story done in less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
I was one of the first to turn one in.
But the funny part was, of the 10 authors, Larry was the only one that had not been active duty military and in combat.
Well-
And his story had an interesting twist in it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I will say that Larry is much like Cedar. He's not military, but he's military adjacent.
Yeah.
And as far as being in the military, if you're in our branch of science fiction and fantasy,
You learn a lot just reading from the Bain Free Library.
yeah, but you're also much more likely to be military or military adjacent.
Or, well, and the other thing is, you know who you can reach out and ask.
Although I will have to say that there are enough wannabes.
Wanabis, the Wanabi tribe.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, we should send them out and let the Pepe tribe take care of them.
Yeah. Well, Dave Weber he has admitted a couple of times, including in a private conversation with us, that, you know, he was never military. He was a historian. But he said, I knew who I could talk to.
Yeah.
And that's what all of us do as writers. If we want to get something right, we send it to somebody that's in that business, whatever that business is.
And if you know a writer that's in that business, it's even better.
No kidding.
I once asked had a military legal question. What happens to an officer that does this?
Yeah.
So I called Kratman.
Yeah.
And he was perfectly happy to give me
Yeah.
long explanation of.
And he knew exactly what the correct answer was.
Because he's a military trained JAG lawyer.
Yeah.
Or was. I bet
Which
that
is-
pissed him off and the Army made him a lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is who you know, Jesse. But it does lead to interesting comments years later. Maureen.
Oh God.
I had very carefully set up a scene where I was going to shoot the female protagonist. I didn't want to kill her, just wanted to knock her out. So I had done the math, I had done everything else. Wrote it, sent it to Maureen. She sends it back. She's dead, Joe. This is now 11 years later. I still get reminded of it. And she smiles every time she does it.
Are you saying she said she's dead, Jim?
Yeah.
Did she also follow it up with what I would? You get his watch, I'll get his tricorder.
Yeah.
Military law is not up to commander's discretion. Enforcement of it is.
Yeah.
The military law is fairly black letter. Now, the enforcement of it is completely up to commander's discretion. But
Yep. She knocked him down and then told me how to fix it and make it right. And I
Oh.
also, Miguel Gonzalez,
Miggy,
I sent him something I was writing and he took one look at it, sent me back, said, just send the shit to me because your Spanish sucks.
Cedar got bit by the North Texas bug. She's written arms deal in a souk.
Who?
See your wife. That's a long running joke because me and Peter Grant and Jim were having a discussion about stuff. And Dorothy, Peter's wife, said, am I the only one in here who's never done an arms deal in a souk?
Well, you got to finish the rest of the story.
Go
What
ahead.
she was serving.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
She was serving a tagine.
Mhm.
And we were commenting on the accuracy of the tagine. And Dorothy did one of those final salutes like, and I'm the only one here who hasn't done an arms deal in the souk.
Yep.
The tagine, by the way, was excellent.
It was very good. Depends how far north a souk can be found. Well, it depends on your definition of far north.
It depends on your definition of souk.
So yeah, she was in fact the only one at the table who had never done an arms deal in a souk.
Yeah, Tom, your souk may have been a little different, but it was the same thing.
There was a brief time in the 90s when the State Department was running around trying to derail. It's Mr. Postman trying to
One
derail.
of the few that's still getting paid.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Woohoo for pay!
I know. See,
The State Department, there was when the Soviet Union collapsed, a whole bunch of Soviet military commanders were suddenly without pay and had been without pay for
Yeah.
a while. But they were sitting on generally large quantities of stuff. and were, because they were hungry and wanted money, they were selling it. So the U.S. State Department was real big on intercepting or trying to head off pallets of AK-47s going to Boko Haram in Nigeria. So it just sort of. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, Richard. Bangkok Sunday morning market in the 70s. Smuggler would get you an F4 in a week.
yeah, no kidding.
Not far from the truth.
No kidding. The main souk, there are two souks, or used to be. In the 80s and 90s, there were two souks in Dubai. There was one everybody went to.
Yeah.
Glorious, really nice souk. Not as good as the one in Sharjah, but still pretty nice. Then there was another one, an older one, that you didn't take your wives, your daughters, or your sisters to,
That's
What-
what I'm selling.
where you could get everything. And I do, when I say everything, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. That was a fun souk.
Yeah.
Charge is better.
Yes, Robert. That is actually a true story. Soviet colonel sold 3 Su-15s for $1,500.
Yeah.
That was that was how much money he needed.
So yeah, they were selling everything. Stinger skis, AK-47s. If they had it and they thought somebody would buy it, they were selling it.
Suitcase nukes.
And there were folks in Africa with a whole bunch of money that wasn't theirs that they need to get rid of, that were buying everything the Russians, Soviets, Russians, whatever the hell they were, wanted to sell.
Yeah.
Woo.
Dan, it's not practically the Istanbul Grand Bazaar is a city to itself.
Most of your old souks,
Same thing in Marrakesh.
yeah, Tangier and Casablanca.
Yeah.
Most of the old souks they're not only cities, generally called old cities, but they're laws unto themselves.
Mhm.
And the local rulers, unless they're stupid, know to leave the souks alone. There's a lot of money comes in and out of,
Any of them.
out of souk.
The one in Bahrain is interesting because Bahrain is also where they have the Islamic flagellates
Mm-hmm.
who go around beating themselves with chains. They will not step in the souk.
Nope, they're bad for business.
Yeah.
And a souk's all about business. That's if you can find find a port city,
Yeah.
2, find the souk in the port city. If you know what you're doing, you are in high cotton. And the souks are the basis for the Hawala system, which drives the U.S. State Department and Treasury Department absolutely nuts. And Interpol's not happy with the Hawala system either.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, love the Hawala system.
You might want to tell people what the Hawala system is.
Hawala is older than writing.
HAWLA.
Hawala, yes. It's older than writing, literally. And what it is a trusted group, folks that know each other and have built up trust over vast geographical swaths. And what they do is it is a completely, and I don't care what the Treasury Department tells you, untraceable way to send money.
Because you don't send money.
You don't actually send the money. So what you do is say you're my little brother, and I need money quickly. So he goes to a Hawala in, say, Cape Town, says, here is $1,500 I need to send to my brother. The Hawala in Cape Town takes the $1,500, puts it in his cash box. Then he tells my brother, tell what's his name, a phrase. And then Chris calls me, gives me the phrase. I walk into a Hawala in Istanbul and I say, Cape Town, the phrase. He goes, okay, hands me $1,500. Now, they don't ever send the money back and forth. They have 10 years of trading favors. And that $1,500 may be covered through a favor he owes to somebody in Bangladesh who will, who owes a favor, and the money will get there. It always gets there, but it's never, you can't trace it.
Is indirect.
Oh, it is untraceable.
It's beyond indirect.
Yeah. It is, and it's been 5,000 years it's been going on. U.S. State Department hates it because it's a major way for terrorists to get funding, and it is. I will completely admit that terrorists get funding because it's untraceable.
Yeah.
I like it because it's untraceable.
Yeah.
The government never knows that you got money. Chris walks into Cape Town, hands money to Hawala. I walk in Istanbul, Hawala hands me money, minus his fee, of course. And that it doesn't actually ever get back and forth. Drives Interpol and Treasury nuts, and I love it.
There are also bribes that are paid that way.
Well, yes.
And that's another thing, that the U.S. government is death on bribery.
I don't know why.
However, most parts of the world, bribery is a necessity.
It's the way of life.
Bribery, backsheesh,
Dosh, dash.
yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Bribery is nothing more than taxation that actually goes to a government official that will use it.
Yeah.
America, we call bribes taxes, and it goes to these Brahmandarans who spend it on stupid crap. In Nigeria or Marrakesh, the bribe goes to that cop who will use it to buy food for his kids. I don't mind bribery as long as everybody knows the rules and they don't try to cheat you. They will.
There's one problem with bribery. One problem with bribery is, as an American, is if you don't grow up with it, it's very hard to learn what is a good bribe, what's an insulting bribe.
When it's hard to learn when they're going too far.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard my rocket launcher, my Lebanese rocket launcher story, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dan says in some places bribes are just tips.
tips. A tip is a bribe.
Yeah.
In America, a tip is a bribe. You are bribing the waitron for better service.
It's a bribe after the fact.
It's a bribe after the fact.
Yeah.
But
Good point.
it's a bribe. And where it is fairly and equitably managed, it's just taxes that I can see where they go. So they don't bother me.
Yeah.
It's when they get greedy that bothers me.
We had a situation where we had to pay a $1,400 bribe to get an engine out of customs in a timely fashion.
And if you had to get it out of the U.S. government, that was a pain in the ass.
No, we just told the U.S. government to go pay it.
Yeah.
Mysteriously, we got the engine the next morning.
Oh yeah.
So they had the money, and somebody went and paid the bribe.
Yeah.
But talking to guys that were down in Columbia with DEA in the early days, probably half of what they did was based on bribery.
If you are dealing with Latin America or Africa, and you're not having to pay bribes, I don't trust them. If I'm in Africa and all of a sudden a police official won't take a bribe, something wrong.
Yeah.
Something has gone squiffy.
Well, either that or he's honest, and the bribe he's been given to turn you in is bigger than the bribe you can offer him.
And something,
Yeah.
that is the picture perfect definition of something's gone squiffy.
Yep.
You paid off the other guy, and things have gone wrong. If he's not taking the bribe, it's time to get out.
Yeah, you have more data to everybody. Yeah. That only works sometimes in some places.
And part of it is, can you give the kind of data where they don't wind up chopped up into fish bait if they don't take your bribe?
Well, the thing is bribing, honestly, is a matter of honor as well as everything else. And if you bribe the wrong guy, you just insulted somebody else.
Yeah.
Bribery is a fine and complex dance.
Yeah.
An honest man stays bought, correct.
Yeah. That's one of the differences, especially in the Middle East. because if you pay a bribe over there, you expect,
There are things that are, you have paid for certain things.
yeah, you expect to receive certain items. Now, when you pay the bribe and don't, that's when you got a problem.
My father working in Morocco paid off a Berber tribe for, it was protection money to protect the site. And they were really good at protecting the site. I'm here to tell you. And they told him that if part of the negotiation, if somebody offers us more, we'll tell you first. That's damn decent of you.
Yeah, that happens. But you also get into the, I bribed this guy from this country and I expected this. And you find out somebody else in another country bribed somebody from the bad side
Yeah.
and paid more money.
First.
Yeah. And that's when things get squirrely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Disquirrely, yeah.
Is there such thing as a state bot senator? It used to be.
I still think we ought to make them wear friggin' suits like NASCAR
No kidding.
so we can see who their damn sponsor is.
Wait a minute. There used to be a state bot senator. What country?
Well, Texas, John Tower.
John Tower stayed bot for a while.
Tower was also an interesting figure for a number of things, including getting caught with Fannie. Oh, what was her last name?
Price?
Might have been. In the reflecting pool, enjoying her delights.
Republican senators have Republican vices.
Yeah.
Democratic senators don't.
He was also a Master Chief in the Navy Reserve.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, getting caught in the reflecting pool is the problem. Enjoying the affections of a young lady. If you are,
If the reflecting pool is what winds up her motor,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Now, I don't have to worry about it because as long as I have cedar, I have no interest in other
Yeah.
young ladies. But when I was single,
Yeah.
oh hell yeah.
17th Amendment was a mistake. That was the
Yeah.
one that direct election of senators. The way to fix that, and the problem that the 17th Amendment fixed, I think it was 17th. Don't
Yeah.
quote me on that. The problem it fixed was that the state legislatures weren't appointing a senator in what was considered a timely fashion. The way to fix that was to give them a deadline to do the appointing. They didn't do it that way. They decided to direct elect senators, which has led to the whole democracy thing.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not a democracy, guys.
Kermit, you're also correct. Democratic senators don't think it's a vice. If they do it,
No
they
kidding.
regard it as a perk. You see that in certain appointments too.
We're a republic, folks.
Well, it's like when Clinton was caught with Monica.
Yeah.
Most of the Republicans I knew didn't look at it as horrible.
And look, they're pissed because he lied about it.
They were pissed because he was lied about. And the other thing was, if I were the president, I'd be boinking young interns too, but I'd have gotten a good looking one.
Well,
And it wouldn't have done it in the Oval Office.
Yeah, well,
we just don't lie about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And wouldn't have hit the aspirin factory. There's a way to try to divert attention.
yeah. The anybody that's ever studied Lyndon B. Johnson,
Oh, boy.
just don't lie about it. He did a lot worse than Clinton did.
Yeah.
Was quite open about it because that was a disgusting man and didn't catch near as much hell.
Yeah.
Just don't lie about it.
hell, Kennedy, despite having Jackie O, supposedly had a torrid affair with Marilyn.
Everybody.
Yeah. Wasn't just Maryland. It was a string.
Anyway, so I would, the 17th Amendment, I would have done that by the second Wednesday of November, each state legislature will vote and a tie to be broken by the governor for a senator. And that would have fixed that problem. But no, they had to go through the direct voting, which was a mistake.
Rick, you're exactly right. LBJ had a protected media.
Yeah.
It was the print media because JFK was the first,
Television president.
the first to really use television per se. LBJ was always tied to print media. That was going back to his Texas days. And the print media were his lapdogs, just to put it bluntly. The TV media was something entirely different. Guy that I met a number of years ago, Max Schindler, was the director of Meet the Press, the original director. And he had stories about LBJ.
Everybody did.
Yeah.
You should have heard what some of the Secret Service said about him.
Oh, yeah. But there was a dichotomy of, at that time, print versus television. Because television, much like print, was filtering everything. And if you remember, that was, well, if you're old enough, that was during the early days, mid days of Vietnam. So what you were seeing was news that was at a minimum 24, if not 48 hours old on television, because they were being very careful about what they showed.
Mhm.
You know, and you had Walter Cronkite, you had Huntley Brinkley, and I forget who was on the third channel.
I think it's rotated between several. I don't think it was always the same one. I think it was.
I'm drawing a blank on who it might have been, but anyway. But you only really had 3 channels of television, so they would rotate through whatever came out of Saigon, and that was usually, like I said, 24 to 48 hours old, and they were very careful about what they showed. The other thing was that it was all being controlled basically by Lyndon Johnson, Robert McNamara, and a couple of the aides. There were no military people, including none of the chairmen of the Joint Chiefs, involved in target selection. It was not until Linebacker 2, which was originally proposed, by the way, in 1965, that they finally bombed North Vietnam with B-52s and sent the North Vietnamese to the peace table. So that whole issue was media driven. So they were very careful reporting. The print people were even more careful, other than the whole thing with Pentagon Papers, which is another whole, go look it up. Yeah. And in the chat, they're mentioning John Edwards. Yeah.
Mm. Politicians, dirty.
Yeah. Politicians,
They're critters.
they're basically narcissists and they're dirty.
Hugh Downs.
They do not.
Hugh Downs.
Hugh Downs, yeah. Thank you. Downs was always the quiet one of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
He was not as out there as Cronkite, and he wasn't as active as Huntley and Brinkley.
Well, he was also, I think, an ABC. I'm not sure, but I think it was ABC, and that was the trailing.
Yeah, that was the trailing network,
network.
because it was Cronkite on CBS, Huntley and Brinkley on NBC.
And ABC was always an afterthought, anyhow, up until the early 70s.
Yeah.
Until Happy Days made them take over on weekend sitcoms or weekday sitcoms. I'd say ABC was always the trailer.
In food news,
Yeah,
I
Rick, you're right. They did present the Tet Offensive as a loss for the U.S. and the South, when in fact it was not.
oh, it's complete destruction of. Anyway, in food news, I discovered hot salt. Pray for
Oh,
me.
God, here we go again.
Pray for me.
Hot salt?
Hot salt. Apparently, there's a cottage industry in adding pepper, chilies to salt.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes, and some of them are really good.
Now, I guess I'm gonna have to get a shovel and put it in the oven with a scoop of salt in it. And next time he comes over, open the back of his pants and pour it in.
What? Whatever. So, I have discovered chili salts. So there will probably be a report on here later on.
He said hot salts first, which is why.
Hot salt. It's called hot salt.
Yeah, and if I put it in the oven for a couple hours at 500 degrees, then dump it down the back of your pants, it'll be hot.
Why?
It salts with various chilies, and there's this chili. Well, there's something called a lemon drop pepper.
Yeah,
and it's an American name, and they got kind of screwed up. There are actually two chilies from South America they refer to as lemon drop. One of them is not bad, but it gets bitter when it's heated. Other one is absolutely delectable. It's also fairly rare. And I may have found a salt that has the actual proper lemon drop peppers in it. With chilies. It's salt with chilies.
Lowry seasoned salt.
Whatever.
And like I tell people, chilies have different flavors.
Yeah.
They're berries. They have different flavors. So you've got salt with an extra flavor. The Hobbs have, whatever. Anyway, there'll be a report on this. Stand by.
It's like Irish sea salt. It only comes from the Irish Sea. Bullshit.
This is straight sea salt with chilies. And it's got jalapeno, which has a grassy flavor. I say this lemon drop will have a lemony flavor to it. I'm going to try them.
Go right ahead.
I'm going to try them.
I prefer to use the chilies
And
themselves to season stuff.
If Tom's still on here, I found a hot salt with it's got Hobbs and bourbon in it. I can hear the ears prick up all the way from Kentucky.
Don says, just don't put it in the salt pig and
Oh no,
end up with it in your tea.
no. I got two people going, ooh. Yes, it's got apparently the mash left over from making bourbon. They go ahead and spoon it into the salt along with Hobbs, and then
Yeah, Ian's rear end is going to be suing. Yes.
well, that's the thing of it. If you're using the peppers properly, the ones I've tried so far they're salty. They're not hot.
Yeah.
They're salty and they have the flavor of the berries with some heat, but not the.
He's getting passionate about it. I can hear the accent trying to come out.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. The mash is not the actual distillate, but it's
The reviews say it tastes like Kentucky bourbon, so I don't care.
there
We're
is
gonna
some
try it.
alcohol in it.
We're going to try it.
Believe me, there's alcohol in mash. You ain't never seen nothing worse than a boar with a hangover from eating the mash.
Yes,
Yeah.
peppers are berries.
Yes, they are berries. We've had this.
Yeah.
I've had this speech at length,
Drunken pigs are absolutely hilarious when they get into the mash.
And they're absolutely horrible the next morning.
Yeah.
And if they're drunk, they're relaxed and they don't know about the incoming round.
Yeah.
And that they taste better.
Yes. And on that news, folks, we're going to call it a day. So thank you very much for listening in. And peppers are berries, so are bananas. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Also,
Tom, I will give you a report on how the the bourbon chili salt tastes.
smoked salt and dried mash would work.
I'm gonna try it.
Folks, be careful out there. If you're in our part of the country, make sure you are ready for
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, you might want to take care of your pipes.
Yep.
No such thing as ready for Sunday.
Plumbing.
Yes, plumbing pipes. Might be worth dripping a little water from your
Yeah.
furthest connection. And remember, folks, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. Be safe, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
We'll be here.
Hopefully, we'll be in a better mood and feel better.